All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our second edition of the PCA Executive Update. Scott Pearce here, the Executive Director of the Premium Cigar Association, with the President of the Board of the Premium Cigar Association, Mr. Greg Zimmerman, coming to you live from a bunker up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. How are you doing today, sir?
Good. Good morning, everybody.
So we started this last month. This is a new initiative where we want to be able to provide some more insights and updates for the membership and for everybody out there about what's going on with your organization and the stuff that we're working on and stuff for people to pay attention to. So anyway, we want to kick this off. I think probably one of the biggest things that is on everybody's mind right now is what's going on with the tax increase and what's going on with that bill. We've been working quite a lot. You've seen a lot of me, you've seen a lot of Josh lately as we've talked about this and worked through this. Can you just provide some quick high-level bullet points about kind of what's been going on, what we've been doing, and where it stands right now, so that those that may not have heard kind of know what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a difficult. If you haven't been in the political realm, it's kind of a difficult situation to understand. You actually have two bills here. You have a hard infrastructure bill that I think, forgive me if I got the numbers wrong, I think it's 1.2 trillion. And that is geared towards your traditional infrastructure stuff, your highways and bridges and transportation issues. You then have this other human infrastructure bill, which is 3.5 trillion. I think it was one point a lot higher than that. And in that reconciliation package, from what I understand, that it's a tool for the House and Senate to be able to dodge the filibuster. So the Senate filibuster, where they could actually tie this up and it wouldn't even come to a vote. But through that reconciliation process, they can do it. And in that reconciliation process is where this tax package is. That would affect all tobacco in the United States. I think premium cigars are slated to rise anywhere from 600 to 1,000%. Pipe tobacco even worse, 1,600%. So the PCA has been very active. Josh has done a wonderful job of getting the message out. We're trying to, again, just be more transparent, more communicative to all our members to give them the tools to activate their consumers, their customers, their staff, and themselves to get out there and fight that. We're fighting this as a whole. We think that's probably the easiest way to knock this down because we can be kind of in lockstep with everybody. Tobacco. I saw that Bernie said that if these bills are not tied together, I think that was what the vernacular he used, that the smaller 1.2 infrastructure doesn't have a chance. So that they're very much so trying to tie these two bills together so that they can push that through.
Yeah,
I hope I gave a little bit of just kind of a real high level explanation. Again, if you really want to get in the weeds, Patrick and Josh can. I don't want to say bore you to death with it, but there's a lot of detail in this thing. It's kind of tough to understand.
Yeah, for those that love wonky political conversations, Josh and Patrick are at the ready to go ahead and dive into that. Real quick, we've released the in-store grassroots toolkits for retailers that's going out today. So retailers, it's a great way for you to enlist your consumers. We've had 13 state associations that have joined us in opposing the tax increase. And so it's been really effective at that state level, talking to their state U.S. representatives and senators as well. We've got over 10,000 consumers engagement that have sent letters through our system. So that's been a massive undertaking that we've been able to accomplish. By far the largest consumer engagement that we've had in the past year plus. And really, look, we're out to make sure that no premium cigar or pipe tobacco gets any kind of tax increase whatsoever. We've gone over this multiple times. Everybody knows that this is not going to accomplish anything. It's only going to be deleterious at large to both the premium cigar industry as well as to all the other economies that are out there that rely upon this tax revenue. So we've been, again, incredibly good at enlisting this army now, and we want to keep that pressure up. So so hopefully this all breaks in our favor and there's absolutely no tax increase whatsoever.
Yeah, I think the projected income from this tax was around 96 billion, right around 100 billion that they were projecting. But they didn't take into account the reduction in consumption that's going to happen when this kind of regressive tax happens.
Right.
So they're not going to realize any of the tax close to the tax revenue that they projected in this thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like they just completely ignore price elasticity. I mean, that's, so their economists that are working on it know what price elasticity is and just decided not to actually look at it when it comes to the goods consumption here. So again, any questions on that, feel free to reach out, Joshua Habersky, and we can get Patrick Anderson as well to discuss and go through any of that on any kind of level that you need to. But that's where that stands right now and what we've been working on. I want to jump over into a couple of things that are going on here. First, let's talk about something that's going on. For the first time ever, we're holding an international policy summit, October 6th. So that would be 1 week from today, from 1 to 4 p.m. So this is something that's really interesting. We have basically participants from various countries that are going to be talking about the economies and industries that the premium cigar industry affects and has relations with, anything from imports and exports and things like that. Talking about commerce, but also talking about charity and philanthropy, what the premium cigar industry has in these countries. Also looking at some high-profile keynotes and speakers from Senator Menendez and Rubio, as well as the ambassadors to Honduras and the Dominican Republic, who will also be participating as well. So this is actually one of the next kind of phases that we've been looking at here as an association in terms of all the various stakeholders that we would like to bring together as we look at the larger industry, the premium cigars, and where we need to be at in terms of being able to push agendas and push policy forward. So I don't know if Greg, if you wanted to provide any kind of insights and thoughts on that, just wanted to let people know that's what's going on. It's a free participation. It's being held virtually this time. We would anticipate this being an in-person event moving forward when we continue to hold this in the future. But again, I think everybody realizes the strictures that we have right now with COVID. So this one's going to be virtual. So it is open to anybody, and we can get that link out to anybody that wants it. It's just going to be free via Zoom. Greg, any thoughts and comments on the International Policy Summit?
No, I think this is, I mean, you kind of hit mostly everything. I think this is, again, our way as a PCA to be more transparent and to provide more value to our membership. I'm really looking forward to it. It's the first of its kind, and I'm definitely going to be there. So, and participate any way I can.
Awesome. Now, coming on the heels of that, we also have what we started last year was an in-person fundraising event here in the local area. And so we're going to be holding that a couple hours later after the International Policy Summit wraps up. We're going to start off and we're going to have a fundraising event, and we've had some fantastic participation from manufacturers. Again, cannot thank them enough. And this one is actually being, the event itself is being sponsored by Smoker Friendly, who has given a good sponsorship to us. So thank you to our friends at Smoker Friendly for donating because of their support and belief in our advocacy mission here as the Premium Cigar Association. On top of that, 13 cigars that attendees are going to get. So a lot of manufacturers stepping up and donating some fantastic cigars. I mean, if you're attending this event, you're going to get more than double the value of cigars than what you're paying to come to this event. Plus, we're going to have great auction prizes that have been donated, drinks from Maker's Mark with your own hand-dipped glass, and some good food that we were going to have catered in as well for this event. So it's going to be a great event. We look forward to having a great time and being able to raise money for our advocacy mission as well. So we got a lot of consumers that were engaged last year for this and really excited about coming back to be able to do it again and understand what it's for. So I believe, Greg, you're also going to be coming down for that, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's next week already.
Yeah, we're already a week away, so that's kind of crazy that's coming up. On top of that, I'm sure you've probably seen our fundraiser. It's got one more day left until our 60,000 in 60 days is done on September 30th. The GoFundMe fundraiser ends September 30th because GoFundMe charity is turning it off on September 30th. So we have one more day left until our fundraiser's over. So we're getting close. We're just about 40,000, but we've also had some donations that have come via the PCA website as well. So we're actually really, really close to that. So within the next 36 hours or so, if anybody could go in or share that with consumers, Again, this is another good way for us as we've been raising money and help filling in the gaps, obviously, from what we didn't have over the past 18 months with not having the trade show in 2020. So this has all been really useful, Greg. I mean, we've been able to keep some resources going, been very active, establishing state associations and getting out a lot more grassroots and a lot more state advocacy stuff because of this money. So if you kind of want you to talk a little bit about the importance of that, of why we do the fundraiser, as well as the importance for the state advocacy for the association.
Yeah, I mean, it directly goes 100% to the fight. The contract lobbyists that we may use, and just any expenses are associated with the lobbying. But I wanted to kind of, don't be afraid to ask your customer to. I was here. I think I was doing some type of conference call or maybe even Facebook Live session. One of my customers walked through the door, overheard us talking about it, and he said, "What are you raising money for?" And I said, explained it to him, handed me a check for $250 right there. So, and it doesn't have to be a $250 check. Just get it out to your consumers, ask them $5, $10, $25. That's all we need, and to keep the fight. I mean, this is inexpensive. We went through at the trade show. We kind of laid open the financials, and you all saw. And we've talked about it numerous times and sent out emails, how much this association has paid to protect your right to conduct business in the United States. So over $4.5 million to litigation. And, some years it was up to 1.2, 1.5 million we were spending on our lobbying efforts. So it's very expensive to be in this arena. And we need your continued support and to be able to pass that message on to as many people as you can.
Yeah. So moving on now. So those are the fundraising events that we have going on. Moving on, we have starting October 1st, we're going to start opening up the dues renewal season. So that way you get a little bit more time to pay your dues and save some money if you pay by January 31st. So look for that. Communications will start going out. We'll start seeing some mailers and things like that. So that will kick off here in earnest in a few days. So just wanted to keep people aware of that. And again, kind of as the association runs and we talk about this, it's, for those of you that can and think about it and can pay early, that is very helpful for us as we finish out our year, kind of just bringing in some membership dues that helps as we kick off into Q1, again, which is a very important time for us because right now we're in the midst of a federal legislative session, and then we're going to be kicking off and going right into January, which kicks off the vast majority of state legislatures around the country. So that's just kind of a good way for us to have momentum going into that. So if you're going to be paying your dues, if you can look and you can do that between October and December, that's really helpful for us to be able to kind of have high-level operations going into Q1. And the second part of that is, again, with dues comes benefits. We do have quite a few affinity programs that hopefully you are all taking advantage of, whether it's payment processing and saving money, insurance, DirecTV. You can save money for, I know that the NFL Sunday Ticket is big and a lot of cigar lounges that are around there. So all those ways for us to save money. We have a couple of new ones with Nimble, which is a great texting service. So that way people can just text your phone line and you can respond. It's got a really easy system. If you were at the trade show and texted us any kind of questions, that's the same system. It's super easy. It can go to your email. You got a web platform. It's a great tool to be able to respond quickly. We have now set it up. We like it so much. We've now set it up here. So our main line, you can actually text now and ask us questions. And again, this is something I wanted to bring up too today to announce is that in order to have more communications and connections with the board, which and we've heard quite often from our members, we're setting up a text line so you can reach out to the board as well. So if there's ever any questions or things like that you want to reach out, just a simple text to the board, then we can get back to you via text, or if you would like a phone call or something along those lines. So just another easy way, rather than having to think about an email or find whatever the case may be, you can just simply go ahead and just shoot the text off while you're thinking about it and know that will find it, see it, read it, and respond back to it as well. So that's something that's coming up.
Is that our direct line that they text, or is it a separate number?
So that'll be a separate number, and we'll get that information out with QR codes and things like that. So it'll make it really easy, just like it was at the trade show. Our main line, if you want to contact PCA staff, is now text enabled. If you want to be able to do that as well. But again, that information will be going out too for everybody. Just wanted to let people know that that's going to be coming up, and also for you'll get a discount through Nimble as a PCA member, which is the name of the texting company, as well. And again, all of these affinity partners, we truly believe that they're great services and they save you money. At the same time, PCA, they do cut checks back to PCA for the participation. So it's one of those situations where it does truly benefit everybody, and again, provides us some resources and hopefully helps you guys do business and save some money at the same time. So on the last piece then that I wanted to talk about here, that we wanted to talk about, so we have a very important event coming up for the board on October 12th. The entire PCA board is coming here to Washington, D.C., for an all-day professionally facilitated strategic planning session. So this is going to be great because we're going to dive into, what is the current environment, where is PCA now, where do we need to go, and how do we get there, and kind of discussing all the various aspects that have changed within the industry, within the organization, as well as outside the industry, some of those external factors that are pushing and pulling on both the organization as well as the industry. And how do we really set ourselves up in order to make sure that we are successful in the future, and that we can actually provide more. It looks like I may have dropped off there on my internet a little bit. But Greg, I wanted to kind of let you discuss the importance of this initiative and kind of some thoughts on what membership can kind of expect. I mean, we've taken a lot of surveys, and so a lot of that information is already kind of being digested by the board for this. So if you kind of want to just provide some comments in terms of what we're looking at here and what membership can kind of expect coming out of this.
Yeah, again, this is a first of its kind. We've tried to we kind of danced around this exercise over the years, but really was never able to facilitate an in-depth strategic planning session. And basically, we need to recognize the old SWOT analysis. Our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, our threats, and we're going to define those. We're going to set a mission statement, and we're going to look out 3 to 5 years to see where this association needs to be. And I think that's going to be a first of its kind. I mean, we were kind of just going year by year, because really, I mean, with this political fight and litigation, you really just didn't have that opportunity to sit down and know where you're going to be. We're kind of got a little bit of a pathway now, and I think we got some foresight, and I think this is going to be very good for the association. Again, it's yet another tool for us, or another opportunity for us to be transparent and get as many people involved as possible. Today, this thing you're watching here, this executive update, I think we're going to try to do this, Scott, once a month, or did we say every other week? I can't remember. Once a month. So
no, once a month, yeah.
It could be the whole executive committee. It could be particular board members. It could be, maybe we'll bring in manufacturers if it seems to be appropriate. But this is going to be a platform where, and you can do it right now. I don't know how many people are on here live, but this will be replayed. Certainly fire off any questions while you have. So this is the opportunity to do that. And you have all the PCA communication, the email, the telephone number, stuff like that. But I'll put mine out there as well. It's greg@tobaccocompany.com. You can email me at any time. That's my personal email and work email. So if there's anything you need to ask me or want to reach out to me, have ideas. I had a retailer down in Virginia reach out and provide some really good stuff that I hope to bring up in the strategic planning session. So, every little bit helps. This is your association. You need to help fuel it, and here's a good opportunity to do that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. And so as we go through that, you'll see as we kind of articulate kind of what's come out through that, and we will as we're kind of going through that process, and as we kind of roll out also the action plan for that as well. That's going to be the key element that we want to tackle is an action plan. We have a tenant that's just below us here in the building. I had to walk down there earlier today, and they've got a little saying from Henry Ford. This is, you don't build your reputation on what you're going to do. And so we need that action plan, right? And we're going to implement that, and we want to be able to, as Greg just said, And as we put out there, right, if you've ever sent any interest about the committee work, we've got that on hold. As soon as we get through this strategic planning process and get the pieces in place, we'll be reaching out. That's what we want. We want as much engagement as we possibly can from a broad base of the membership, because that's really what's going to help propel things forward for us. And that's what we're looking forward to. All right. Well, thank you very much, Greg, for your time today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And if you're watching recorded session, again, please reach out to us if you have any questions at all. And Greg, we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Sounds good. Look forward to it. Thanks, guys.
All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Have a good day.